Welcome to another episode of Fix It Once, Fix It Right, where I help business leaders just like you navigate uncertainty, getting from where you are today to where you want to be successfully. Now, your company has just announced another transformation initiative. New tools, new workflows, new strategy, but behind the scenes, your people are already rolling their eyes, whispering, "Here we go again." According to a very popular software review platform, this is the era of ungovernable change. It's here, and your employees no longer believe that you can lead them through it. Sometimes I refer to past events that lead to this type of behavior as a false start, but this is actually more than that. Welcome to the trust shift. Today, I want to go over what will help HR and business leaders, yes, the both of you. And I don't usually include HR in any of our discussions, but today we will. And you're going to see why shortly. I'll help you rebuild credibility, reduce change fatigue, and create a workforce that doesn't just survive transformation, but actually trusts it. So let's unpack this term, ungovernable change. Now, a lot of this channel, to be honest, is inspired by journalist questions. Sometimes it's stories that they want to write or buzzwords that are being used for the moment, or even terms that are being misused. This popular platform that I'm referring to today describes this as ungovernable change. It's the new normal, where change comes so fast and so unpredictable and so frequently that it outpaces the organization's capacity to manage it. In fact, in 2023, a study found that only 38% of employees trust their organization to manage change well. And the truth is, when trust erodes, so does everything else: engagement, productivity, and even retention. So let's look at a real world example. Remember when Twitter, now X, was acquired by Elon Musk? Within days, there were mass layoffs, policy reversals, and confusion about the product's direction. Now, regardless of where you stand politically, and this is not a political channel, the people inside the company reported deep mistrust, emotional stress, and complete uncertainty about what was going to come next. That's not just bad PR, that's ungovernable change in action. So, what happens when employees lose trust during change? You get resistance, not because people are stubborn, although sometimes that can be the case. This is because they're exhausted. They've seen big promises fall flat, tech rollouts that fail, culture resets that don't stick, and reorgs that really are just power plays. Let me give you a quick example. Microsoft's 2022 Work Trend Index reported that 54% of employees felt overworked. A McKinsey study reported 70% of transformations fail, largely due to people related issues. In many companies, employees are quietly opting out. We've talked about this on this channel before. They're complying on paper, but mentally they're checked out. You're seeing what we call the silent killer of transformation: fatigue, distrust, and lack of clarity. Now, this isn't just about resistance to change, it's about lack of confidence in the people leading the change. Let's talk about the shift. So, how do we flip this? How do we move from distrust to belief, from chaos to clarity? The first step is stop managing change and start leading trust. HR departments need to reframe from the conversation. This isn't a change initiative, it's a trust building exercise. Harvard Review notes that change succeeds when employees feel seen, heard, informed, not just updated, informed. There is a difference, there's a big difference. Let's go over another real world example. When Microsoft shifted from know it all to learn it all under new leadership, it wasn't just a slogan, it came with a cultural reset. HR focused on psychological safety, team learning, and openness. The result, a complete business turnaround and record employee engagement scores. The second step here is use change readiness assessments. Yes, I know we've spoken about this before on this channel, but before launching anything, assess your team's emotional and functional readiness. And that's not just meant to sound fluffy or like a pushover. You really need to understand where your team is at. At Salesforce, their V2MOM planning model invites feedback from every layer of the organization before rolling out change. This creates alignment and accountability, something to think about. Okay, third step here is change storytelling, not just messaging. Change isn't absorbed through emails and training decks. It's internalized through stories and involvement in the process. HR and business leaders should share transformation wins from inside the organization. Share them before and after. It makes it personal, make it human. When trust is rebuilt, something powerful happens. Employees stop bracing for change and start actually owning it. Let's talk about Adobe, for example. When they transformed from a software licensing model to a cloud subscription model, the shift was massive. Instead of imposing change from top down, they built internal advocates, prioritizing transparency and over communicated wins and setbacks. So today, Adobe isn't just profitable, they're also admired for how they navigate one of the most significant transformations in technology. Change fatigue isn't inevitable. It's a signal. It's a signal that your people are waiting for something more human, more honest, and more hopeful. And business leaders, along with HR, are the heartbeat of this transformation. If your team is stuck in resistance, don't ask what's wrong with them or say things like, because I said so, because that will have even more negative consequences. Ask what they've been going through and whether they believe you'll lead them somewhere better. Now, this is just some of our available ebooks that I wanted to share with you on this particular topic and some other topics, but this is pretty relatable. You can download any of these ebooks on our website and be sure to hit that subscribe button below. You'll be notified every week when I publish a new episode. I hope you found value in today's discussion. Trust the shift, and I'll see you next time.